Hello everyone and welcome to Resident Evil 4. So for this video we're going to be playing through the DLC Separate Ways with Ada. I never got an opportunity to play the original Separate Ways when it came out, just because I didn't have the console to play it on at the time. And then when I was able to kind of play through the entirety of the Resident Evil 4 original game before I played the remake, I just never sat down and played through Separate Ways either. So this is going to be a completely new thing for me. Yes, I am aware of the story for it, though. I know that this takes place concurrently with Resident Evil 4. Same kind of like with Jill's story in Resident Evil 3 and Claire and Leon's story in Resident Evil 2 are running concurrently, tongue-tied with each other. So I'm really excited to try it out. If you've played the original Resident Evil 4 DLC for Separate Ways, I kind of want to hear your thoughts on how you feel this lives up to that game. So this is going to be its own playlist. If you want to watch us play through Resident Evil 4, I can put up a link so you can follow it at the end, or I can put up one of those little hyperlinks in the corner here that should appear. So we're going to get started in just a moment. Thank you so much again for sticking with us. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoy this playthrough.
Parece que me toca bailar, hermano.
That's no way to finish a dance. Your favorite, I believe?
Excellent timing, Ada. You know how I feel about being tied up. And yes, many thanks. You see, those annoying monks took everything from me.
Including the amber?
No. Cleverly hidden just before they grabbed me.
Well, then lead the way.
My pleasure. And here we go. This way.
Is it close?
Not exactly. But it's safe.
No amber, no deal. You know the terms.
We're good. We're good. What do you want with it anyway?
I don't know. Yet.
So it's been a while since I played through Resident Evil 4, and I kind of forgot how, like, loose the controls were. Like, it's easy for you to run and shoot and things like that. And I think that's just because I may have the sensitivity high on my controller, and I can probably lower it, but for now, we're gonna leave it as is. But yeah, you're just bear with me because I'm gonna try my best.
We've got company. They're looking for us. But we're taking the high road. Got it?
Understood.
Up you go, Luis.
Arriba y listo.
Touch the ember. We'll meet up later.
No! Sorry, what kind of a man leaves a lady... Then we meet at the church. Let's not make it a funeral, eh?
So, I really think that it's unfair that they have me fighting a Verdugo in the very start of the game. Like, I'm just getting used to shooting my gun, getting back into the swing of things of combat, and here they are throwing one of these guys at me. And I don't think it's fair. Like, I understand that this is probably for people that are just like, oh, I just beat RE4 remake again, and now I'm gonna go straight into like separate ways. But I'm not one of those people. The last time I played a Resident Evil game was like months ago at the beginning of the summer when I finished playing through RE4, and then the other ones before that were like earlier in the year as I was preparing for this game. So yeah, I'm not a professional, people. I don't know why the game thought that I would be okay with it. My shooting gets better, yes, but I have a lot of panic right now. I am panicking. I know that this is like
Mistake,
probably a three-prong fight, and we're probably gonna fight them again later. Um, but I kind of felt like this might have been a little too easy, given that with the right hand, when we fight him as Leon, he is like going after us. Like, there's literally no escape with that one. And for this one, like, I think that the powers that they're showing is cool, but at the same time, I kind of feel like this one is weaker than the other one. And it might just be because this one is like, they're mostly with Salazar. Um, and while both of them are, I feel like the right hand is used more than this one. And that might just be because of the lore for the character. Like, the left hand is supposed to be like Salazar's like nursemaid or something like that, who's been taking care of them for like all of his life. And then when his father died, they promised to continue to watch over him. And the right hand is like, I think he was like somebody who was entrusted to carry out experiments and things like that. And he's just like, oh, glorious Salazar family. So he's already like crazy and fervent in terms of like loyalty. So I guess that might be why I feel like the one that we just fought, while all of their powers are pretty cool, I feel like that one is probably overall weaker than the other one.
Control, come in. Louise hit the amber, but I've sent him to retrieve it. Control, do you copy?
I'm listening. Go on.
We ran into some unexpected trouble.
And? What will you do about it?
Louise is already en route to the church. I'm tracking him every step of the way.
Very well. Then I suggest you hurry.
Copy. Just need to confirm my route first. Heading out to get a visual of the area. That's where I need to go.
Stick to the high ground. You have the means.
I wonder what that is. That looks dangerous. Better tread carefully.
And don't forget your mission. The Amber. Nothing else matters. Wrap this little tour up and bring it to me.
Understood. But maybe a little sightseeing first.
Things are heating up. I'll need to disable the catapults.
I want to see if there's a way for you to get through this section just killing off the guards and not using the cannon at all to get rid of the catapults. Like, is there a way to do it? Because if there is, you know, that'd be pretty cool as like a little alternative, because Wesker literally told us just to, you know, be calm, be quiet, don't make too much fuss. And here we are shooting a cannon at catapults and basically like making as much noise as we can. So I'm wondering if there's a way to do it, if there's an achievement with essentially just getting through this section pretty stealthily.
So he wants me to retrieve the amber. An object of ill omen. What terrible actions will be done in its name, and who will pay its dark cost? Because in this world, someone always pays. Best not to ask who or why. I understood that. Made my peace with it. Until that one night in Raccoon City changed everything.
I'm heading to meet Luis at the rendezvous point now.
I'm seeing increased movement from Los Eliminados. Don't get careless.
Copy. Ada out.
Almost at the church.
I feel like the reason why we're not seeing droves of villagers is because Leon is distracting them. So they're all spending their time in like the areas where Leon is because he's like making a fuss. And also probably just because as Ada, we're just kind of going in and out, not doing as much fighting as Leon is. I mean, I say that, but then there's a potential that I will have loads of like villagers chasing after me at some point. But I think generally because this is supposed to be a side, going behind the scenes story, that we're not going to have as many people as usual populating specific areas. Because the first beginning area, there was like enemies after enemies were appearing in the castle, and we had to fight all of them as Leon before we could move on to the next section because they were basically blocking our way. But in this case, we're not having that. We're just basically playing as like Ada. We're walking around like familiar areas and then immediately going on to the next area.
What a warm welcome. I'm empty.
Here, catch.
I'm seeing quite the crowd here. I wonder what has them so riled up.
The president's daughter. Undoubtedly.
Couldn't have picked a worse time.
Consider the village infected. Complete local saturation.
I've read the file. I'll see what I can do.
I know that Ada says that she read the file on the village and that they've probably been infected by the parasite for a long time, but I don't know. It kind of sounds like Wesker knew that the president's daughter had gone missing, but not that she would be in the village. He probably thought that another organization had taken her hostage. So now it's confirmed, I guess, at least for his information that he sees, and with us, that the president's daughter has been kidnapped by the people here, and that's why there's such a large crowd, and that's why they're so adamant on, like, outsiders must die. I think, though, Wesker probably knew that she had been kidnapped by Sadler, that he knew that, she was being held as a political hostage, and so he sent Ada in because he knew that Leon would be there, basically, I guess distracting everybody, so it would be easier for Ada to get in and out of the castle, as opposed to if she went in there when the president's daughter wasn't there, and when everybody was pretty much not, like, distracted by it. We probably would have been swarmed by, like, villagers, kind of like the police officers. They got swarmed by the villagers when they stepped foot into, their territory, into their area. So I think the original plan with Sadler was to infect Ashley and then send her home after the infection has fully taken root within her body, and then control her from afar. So if Leon still went to go pick her up and, like, help her, and, he got infected as well, if we never made it out in time and never got the treatment to remove the plagas from our body, we probably would have become, like, what he was hoping, which was people in positions of power that would allow him to control governments from afar. See, I told you guys, I'm getting better. It took me like 30 minutes to get back into the groove of playing Resident Evil 4. Like, you see that? That was peak performance for me. That's like what a true gamer looks like.
This isn't the way to the church. Leon, why am I not surprised? So kind of you to keep our friends busy. Let's see if we can find another route to the church. This way looks promising. I need to hurry.
So this game is about 3.5 to 5 hours long. 3.5 hours if you just do the main story, which is Ada going from point A to point B, and 5 hours if you're looking for treasure, completing like requests and stuff like that, and kind of just taking your time with each area. So this is probably going to be like 5 hours, give or take 4 hours. So like 4 or 5 videos. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can, which is basically just try to find all those treasures. I may miss a couple, just like with Resident Evil 4, I missed like 1 or 2. But I'm gonna try to do the challenges, any challenges that I come across. I'm gonna try to find all the treasures as we go along.
A clean strike. Not bad. Okay, next.
job done.
That would have been so much easier if I had like a scope, but this is my first time playing through it, so I have not unlocked any like scopes or anything like that, and we haven't visited the merchant yet because he's not here yet. So, yeah, I just had to make do with my pistol, but we got it. So, first challenge down. I have to look up to see how many challenges there are in here because I recorded 2 videos and I've only come across 2, and I don't know if I'm missing any others. I hope I'm not missing any others. But yeah, I've only come across 2 challenges so far. So I'm gonna look up to see how many there are so I can plan accordingly so I don't miss them.
¡Puedes correr! ¡La forastera! ¿Qué coño?
Stood up again. Sounds like you could use a little help.
La campana. Al que obedecería.
Él nos invoca.
Don't worry, Leon. First time's free. Don't keep me waiting, Luis.
We just lost Lewis's signal. Somewhere in the vicinity of the forest. Expect the worst.
That's near Mendez, isn't it? He has a house there. Could be worth taking a look.
Do it. I'll see what I can find from my end.
Should have known he'd be trouble.
That's a pretty cool interaction. Like, I know that we probably came up here because, like, that's a way to avoid the villagers because once you leave through the gates, the villagers are making their way back to the church, and Leon is not far behind. So we're avoiding him, we're subsequently avoiding him. But it's also pretty cool that we can hear her crying through there. I think it would have been cool if there was an option to interact or look through the window, because I don't think that she would have noticed us looking through the window since Ada was pretty quiet. But at the same time, I understand why they didn't do that, because then that would alter some of the story, because then it would be like, why didn't Ashley say anything to Leon about the fact that she heard that she spoke with Ada, a woman in a red dress, and yeah, that would have changed a little bit of the story.
Hey, stranger. So what are you buying?
You've picked quite the place to set up shop, stranger.
Aye, and look what it brought me. Well now, let's make our first time doing business a memorable one.
I like how Ada's just kind of looking at him. Like, Leon is just like, huh, that's weird. But Ada's just like, yeah, stranger. So I think for her, she feels like he might be somebody that she knows, or it's possible that she knows that he's probably someone who works within the same line of work that she does, which is espionage and not drug running, but like gun running, you know, which is basically what he is. He's like a gun runner. But I think at the same time, he's kind of like, yeah, even though I'm a gun runner, I'm still avoiding like the plague these folks. Like, I don't want to get caught up in whatever mess they're doing.
You can't go wrong with that. What's that? How have we procured these curiosities? You don't want to know. A wise choice. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
With that being said, I hope that you're enjoying my playthrough of Separate Ways. It took us a little bit, like 30 minutes to get back into the groove of things. I'm probably still gonna miss shots. I'm probably not gonna have like a good ratio in terms of like shots actually hitting things that they're intended to hit, but I'm gonna do my best, and we're gonna continue on into the next video. Honestly, I'm really enjoying the game so far, and yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye!